every time. Hey everybody, there's a couple of spots here. I'm spot checking, doing a little prospecting today, trying to set myself up with some more winter diggings, as the temperature this morning was a whole 30 degrees. Let's go over and check out the pan. I don't know in this light if the camera will pick that up or not. One little speck, and there's a couple other little fly poopies in there, but not quite enough to start classifying yet. I'm gonna sort of broaden that area and toss off some of the top gravel and maybe scrape off a layer about 6 or 8 inches, and then we'll do another test pan. So we'll be right back. All right, test pan number 2, blank. I don't expect to find anything until we get a little bit deeper, so I'm gonna keep tossing material off, and I'll do another test pan. I'm gonna have to classify today. It's the name of the game when the water's this low. Another pan, another blank, and I'm kind of surprised because the material changed. Right at the tip of my shovel, I was digging some different material out of there. I think I'm gonna keep going straight down right there. So we'll do another pan. If we don't see anything in the next couple pans, we're gonna move on. Well, we're back to 2 or 3 little specks again. One more. I think we'll do one more out of there. I'm into some really solid stuff. It's really hard to get this out. I'm surprised that there's not more gold in it. But may just be there's not any gold here. So one more pan. We're moving on. Well, I was convinced I was going to leave, but there's 3 bigger specks there. There's a couple more down here, and there's some tiny ones in there too. So there might be about 7 in that. Might have to do one more pan out of there. There might be something good down there. So one more. Well, there's at least 6 there. Maybe 7. I didn't dig in that same spot. I moved. There's a stump right there, so with a down tree. So I kind of went around it and tossed off the top of the other side. This seems more promising. We're going to do a couple of more pans out of there and see if it's worth pursuing. All right, I think this is where we set up. There's, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 or 20 little pieces in there. I think I'll scrape off, make my hole a little bigger, and then we're going to go to classifying. I'll set up the Water Warrior. I didn't even bring the Dream Mat today. Figured I wouldn't lug it up here. Water level is a little higher, I think, from the last time that I was here, but I don't think it's enough. I don't have enough pitch to set that up anyway. Not without carrying the bucket half a mile. So I think the Water Warrior is going to do just fine. Let's get that set up. Let's get a partial bucket classified. We'll do a clean out. We'll see what we got. All right, compared to what I usually run this thing at, I'm running the water really deep, and it's going quite fast. Getting a little bit of a slowdown on that second riffle. I think that's because I have the water so deep. I figure I'll run it like this. Check each riffle when I do a clean out, see if I lose any. I kind of like to experiment with these things, and that gives me an idea what their limitations are. Just by watching the material go down through and get hung up right there, right in here. Mostly the light material that gets to bouncing around in there, so I've already seen a piece of gold in the first riffle. I don't expect to find anything big here, but I wouldn't mind seeing some consistency. keeping the camera rolling just so you can see how fast I'm shoveling material, and it doesn't take long to get through a bucket at this pace. There was another flash of gold over here on this side. I don't know if the camera caught that or not. There it is again. So the material in those riffles is fluid. Should be at this speed. Alright, I'm going to clean out the bucket and then we'll pull this and clean it up, see what we got. Alright, the bottom two riffles were kind of blown out, so there wasn't any material in them. But this one had 1, 2, 3, probably 7 or 8 pieces in it. So obviously I'm running this thing a little bit too hard. I knew that, but I just wanted to see what it would do. And probably lost some gold. Not gonna lie. That's the way it goes. Hate to say it, but when you're screwing around, that's what happens. So let's check the next two riffles. I'll dump this off and we'll see what they look like. Alright, second riffle down. I don't know if you can see, but there's, I don't know, about the same amount. Well, there might be about twice as many specks in there. That one was largely blown out too, so not going to blame the water warrior. I know it catches gold, but I know I didn't have it running very well. So when I set it back up, I'll take a little more care this time. Okay, there's the first riffle. We still probably caught 90% of the gold in that one, even though it wasn't running quite perfect. Well, I'm going to do another bucket and then move on, because I'm only up here really trying to find some spots when the weather turns really cold that I can still get into, and this might be one. So that's the main plan for today. So I'm going to do one more bucket. Then I walked all the way as far up the river as I wanted to, and I'm going to spot check some spots on the way down. So that's the plan. Alright, you can probably see that it's a little bit more shallow in there. And the material isn't stacking up in between riffles now. But it is kind of blowing out the center of the first riffle a little bit. So I think I got it running just a little too fast again. But that's okay. Whoop, look at that. There's a piece of gold right on the end. Right on the end there. I don't know if the camera can pick it up or not. I don't know how to get that to... Hopefully I got it so it went in and not out. Shoveling material in pretty quick. It's kind of clumpy too. Add some more water into my bucket, mix it up a little. Just shoveling it in real time just to give you an idea how this thing processes, how fast it can. I will check riffle by riffle again. There's a piece of gold. A little bit silty and goopy here. I'm down into a pretty good layer. I should see a pretty fair amount of gold here. And it's probably going to be small, but we should see a fair quantity of it. There are good layers of this material in this area, so whether I'm into one of those really good areas or not, we'll see. I'm seeing some specks here and there. I should be not overfeeding this like I am. Oh, there's another one. Alright, I gotta switch positions because this is very uncomfortable. And finish my bucket and I'll be right back. Alright, this is an okay spot. I only looked at the last 2 riffles and there wasn't anything in it, so I just did the last 3 and that's what was in it. Not bad. I'm going to move along though. Like I said, I'm here to do some prospecting. I don't want to get bogged down in one spot. But there's gold in this area. I'm going to fill in that hole and then we are going to go sort of drift down the river. I sort of flagged in my mind 3 more spots that I want to check. So let's go there. So I bought this the Garrett Axiom a little while ago. I'm switching gears here a little bit. I had a target. Instead of filming the target or filming the signals, because I'm not that familiar with it, I got a piece of lead. What it does when it gets to non-ferrous targets, it goes high to low. And it gave me a high to low faint tone. And that lead was buried in that bedrock right there. So took me about 10 minutes to find it, but I think that's a good sign. It sounded off on that, so if it's going to hit that, it should hit some gold if there's any around here. I'll keep scanning. Okay, I had a signal here, but now it's right in there. See how it goes high then low? So somewhere right in there, there's a signal. Hang tight and I will go fetch it. And it's another piece of lead. It looks like a pellet from like a pellet gun. The last one was a fishing sinker. Oh well, probably dig 100 pieces of lead before I find a piece of gold. I hope not. Let's find the piece of gold first and then dig lead.